continuing our third session of the day. The topic being in venue versus online. Just a quick remark regarding the length of the presentations. We're gonna really stick to the instructions that we gave you, which is 10 minutes. So when you will have 3 minutes left, Matthias is gonna show you this sign. All of this in order to us to have time for quick group task before the lunch. So please, Ola, for the presentation. And stick to time, bro.
Okay. I'm relying on you. Yes. Oh, okay, you go. See me?
Then I'm just gonna start.
Okay.
Of course you. Who else?
Hi. Okay. You see the same thing? There's Oh, okay. Hi. So I won't tell you anything more about our cinema because you have this in the booklet. So I will go straight to the topic. On March 12th, 2020, the Polish government actually shut out all country due to the pandemic, of course. We were forced we were asked to stay at home. Almost all businesses were closed, as well as cinemas. And we were using the hashtag stay home all around. And yes, then it's all begins. Just a month after very hard work with a firm Shift 72 based in New Zealand, we launched a platform, first virtual cinema in Poland, as we like to call it, which is called E-Kino pod Baranami. And it's a kind of a TVOD platform that was actually the thing that saved us during the pandemic. Maybe some of you know that the Shift 72 cooperates with like a bunch of big festivals from Sundance to Cannes and so on and so on. The worst part of this cooperation was to work through the nights because we are in Poland and they in New Zealand, so it's another time zone. And I will just play a movie behind me.
Tu
This
odwiedzisz
is
wirtualne sale
how the
kina,
platform used
obejrzysz
to
filmy
look
ze
like
specjalnie
in a
wyselekcjonowanego programu i
past year.
poczujesz się jak w kinie pod
We've made
baranami
this
w
short
zaciszu
film
własnego domu.
to help
Opowiem
our
pokrótce, jak
audience
używać właśnie
use
platformy.
it. And this is
Najpierw
like
należy
the
się zarejestrować,
slower
podając
version,
swoje
I guess,
imię i
and we also
nazwisko,
have a faster one on the
adres
other way, I don't
mailowy
remember.
oraz hasło.
So
I
we
tyle.
launched the platform in
Po
order
rejestracji.
to survive, actually, because we were unknown what was going to happen with our cinema. It's a private cinema, so the earning money is kind of the main issue. And we weren't waiting for anyone to save us. We decided that we have to act, to pay bills, to have money for salaries, and so on. We also did it in order to stay in touch with our audience, which happens to be very dedicated. We wanted to maintain a vivid connection with them because we had it, and right now we have it back in the past, and as well as with our patrons, not to forget us. Then we were thinking about this decision whether it's going to be okay to present movies online, but we decided to go with the times because there are people who are watching films online. So we tried to gain them and some kind of attract them to stay with us because we were programming the films in a way we are programming our cinema. So mainly the art house films were shown. So part of the team were involved in launching the platform. We did a brainstorm on what we wanted to present there, what we want to show, and how we want to work with the content. Stressing the thing that we want to be different from other VODs. We started to work with Polish distributors. They were very, very open. Not everyone, not the big one, but the smaller one were very open. They gave us films. We started with like 20 films, maybe. Right now it's over 100, I guess. Maybe I'll go to another slide. Oh, yeah. And what was the hardest thing was to get to know how Shift 72 actually, how the interface work. We need to translate it. Yeah, we just after the lockdown in a month, we started and launched and sent press information mainly online, but we also try to speak about the platform everywhere we went personally. So this is just the parts of the feedback we have from international media and so on and so on. There are a bunch of Polish text about it, from technical press to entertainment and so on and so on. And this is how we actually started. Thank you, Europa Cinema, for supporting us by passing by the information as well. It shows us that our audience is very dedicated. As you can see, there is the very first Facebook post we made about the platform. It was like 1,3K of responses and so many comments, which haven't been in the past that way in this amount. So this helped us to spring the wings during the pandemic, and there was like the main financial support for us. Even though when we are now operating stationary, it's like an additional money to work. So I selected just a few Insta stories that people were actually putting online. They're mainly in Polish, but they were using expressions as like, if you cannot go to the cinema is coming to you. If you cannot go to Kino pod Baranami is coming to you. I'm spending time with my kids watching films about Africa in Kino pod Baranami, as Kino pod Baranami is a brand. So mainly those people who were used to go to Kino pod Baranami, they were using our platform during this first year of pandemic. And what we did a programming based on what we are doing in a cinema. Then we asked our crew, our friends, like film critics and people from institutions that we are cooperating all year long, to give us the film recommendations. So we put their pictures with films they are recommending with short information why. Also, the distributors have their own pages on our platform. So it was like good tech film, best film, and so on and so on. So where they were mainly promoting their films, but it's a way of promoting films anyway. And we did what we did. 3 minutes. Yes, what we did. Oh shit. What we usually did. Okay, so we did a special cross promotion, like what we do in a cinema, and then we have a movie of Almodovar, and then we have a collection of Almodovar movie online, which is in a lower price. We did New Year's Eve online. We did free screenings. Oh. And Silent Film Festival online. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's not it? Okay, we have time. Oh, god damn it. Sorry, I didn't get it. Okay, so we did a cycles of screening, free screenings online, watching America with American films, and Otwarte E-Kino is an open E-Kino, which was a cycle of screening of very interesting films, proceed with introduction by film critics, specialists, and so on. We have vouchers, we have special program for films. Also, what we do usually in a cinema, like film festival, summer film festival has like a regular program in a cinema and additional program online, as well as if we cooperate with city organization and we do like literature festival, we do accompanying screenings in a cinema and online. Both has introductions. Also, we moved all our film clubs online, so people were watching films on E-Kino, and then we were talking about the films on Zoom. also on E-Kino, we can add an additional videos to each film. So we have introductions, like video introductions. We also did, oh, not this way. We also did Q&A screening, like the very one Q&A screening around Poland online with Jan Komasa and any other filmmakers. And what was the biggest challenge was to move our silent film festival online, because we didn't want to just skip it. So we had to decide how it's gonna look like. And this actually was a success, not only because the technically it works, but also people from outside Krakow were watching films, talking about films, because we did Q&As with musicians, like the very first time ever. So every online screening was a success, also because there were people from outside Kino pod Baranami. They get to know our program, our crew, because we were visible, and our audience. And some of them actually came to our cinema after the lockdown and are now still watching films inside the theater. Yes, sorry. Chaos is my second name, sorry.
Do you see everybody is awakened, alive, lively. That's the way. Now the person who has to beat that is Lea, but no pressure. Calmly talk for our interpreters. Thank you. Okay. Okay.
Okay, hi everyone. So I'm Lea from Belgium and I'm working for Grignou. It's a big association. We own 4 cinemas. And here I will talk about a project for young audiences and families. So how it began? It was after the first lockdown, 2 workers from our distribution for young audience and the manager of the pedagogical team, they were thinking about a potential for the next wave, to seize an opportunity. Lucky us, there was a second wave. Exactly. So the first idea was really first to help cinemas. How to get all the art house cinema together to keep in touch with the audience and to get it back at the opening. So that was really the first in mind. Then we were thinking the project more in details, and we didn't want to do another platform, and we wanted to keep the base of the cinema experience. So we decided to make a rendezvous every Friday with families. So to get tickets, so everything was online. To get tickets, you choose your favorite cinema all around the French part of Belgium, and you get the ticket on the website of the cinema. It's not Grignou, it was everywhere. And in this package, you had like the session. So with the you get the program, but before it was introduced by our facilitator to speak few words about the movie, to speak how much is a pleasure to watch something together, even if it's at home, in pyjamas. So she was in pyjamas. You can see, and she presents in a cinema room. And then we show a trailer, one for the next Cinépilou, for the next week, and another one, a movie from our Le Parc Distribution for the opening. So a bit of publicity for us. And after the program, a small conclusion, again to speak about some points in the movie, to introduce a discussion with the children and the parents. After this, they had another link to get some activities, so a video capsule to do some playful activities, creative, linked to the movie, and like small leaflets to follow the activities. Yes. So that's the leaflet and our facilitator. How we got the team on board at those times. So you have to remember that we closed the cinemas again on the 28th of October 2020. And we launched the first session on the 20th November of 2020. So it was just 1 month to launch this project. Everything worked at home at those times, and it was really intense. All the communication service and the technical service were with us, and everything went well, but we worked a lot. But it was really, really crazy. And for the first session, we got 300 tickets sold. So actually, we met the expectation of the audience and the family. The families sent us so many pictures of children on the couch with pajamas, with the activities, and yes, it was great. This project was launched throughout our Fédération Wallonie-Bruxelles, which is our administration for the subsidies, so like the government. And by proposing to all art house cinemas was also really important. It created also a great environment in our company inside, because we cross different services to work in this project. Normally, like when the cinemas are working normally, we are not in the same space, but here everyone was involved, and it created a good energy, and I think we have to go on with another project like this. But we got some difficulties as well. So the first session was on the 20 November 2020. We shot the capsule video on Monday to shoot the program on Friday, so we didn't have any advance. And we never knew when it will stop. We hope for an opening, but we didn't know when. So every week and then every month we continued to work, but it's really hard to know when it will end. So we were a bit concerned about to access to the film, to be able to propose a quality and programming, because after all, we say maybe we don't have enough children movie, but it worked. And we asked many exhibitors from art house cinemas. So at the end, we had 12 partner exhibitors, but some of them didn't participate because they were really afraid about the link online, because it was everything online, and they didn't know how it will work and if it will be good for distributors as well. So that's, yeah, I think we could be wider for the exhibitors. And in spring, we got a decline of the audience attendance because in Belgium the weather came better. So the children could go outside and everything. But we created the activities also with the time. And so as you can see on the picture, we tried to get children after the movie during the weekend to do the activity outside. So that's why. And also the big thing was like, we knew that the project was only during the pandemic, and we tried to convert this community to the real audience after in the cinema, and this didn't work at the opening. So yeah, but yeah, otherwise we got so 24 sessions between November and May, 12 partner exhibitors, 12,000 or more than sessions sold. It's really nice. And we promote visibility of art house cinema in the small cities. We allow to keep talking about movie theater at those times, and even the cinemas were closed. And we got a large presence in Belgium, and I think in France too, in medias and press with this project. And we continue to propose these small leaflets before a child movie in our cinema from Le Parc Distribution, and we are thinking to keep Cinépilou in another way goes on. Thank you.
It can be done, so now it's Paula.
This one. All right. Okay. Hi, I'm Paula from Bize. We are a small art house cinema theater in Riga, Latvia. And during the pandemic, we started our own streaming platform, but we were using iLet as the streaming provider. But I believe that a streaming platform isn't anything extraordinary for cinema theater anymore, so I will focus more on the key learnings and what we are doing with it now. And also I will that's the next slide, this one. So focusing on what was effective, I would say that releasing 4 to 6 films each week was a success. And we also noticed that by promoting the online cinema, a lot of people learned about the real cinema that we have. So it was a good exposure and also a way to remind about ourselves while our cinema doors were closed. Online events, which you can see on the screen, worked very well as well. We created animated film screenings, which were followed by an online workshop, and families could join the workshop with using the materials that we sent through post. And also organizing larger events such as European Cinema Night was a success because we could offer the films to larger audiences than we can in the cinema, because in the cinema we have a fixed number of seats. And also a big success for us was releasing national films. They drew more attention both from the media and from the audiences as well. And on a less successful note, I would say that Cinema Classics doesn't work as good online as they do in person. They are very good for us recognized in the cinema, but I believe the reason behind it is that people, if they want to watch a film, Cinema Classic, for the first time, or again they want to see it on the big screen and not at home, which they can do by themselves, because these films are usually very easy to find online. And also our home cinema platform wasn't used nearly as much as it was during the pandemic when the doors opened again at the cinema. And at that moment, when cinemas are in our country were allowed to open their doors again, we did not actively talk about the home cinema, as we wanted to focus more on the program that we had at the cinema, because we were closed for such a long time. We didn't want to promote watching films from home. We wanted to get the audiences to the cinema. So although of course home cinema helped us to expand the audience, but I'm really not sure if a streaming platform can
exactly like bring back the people exactly to the cinema, but it has many other perks, and I will focus on them. And one of the perks is that the home cinema was a chance to expand our audience, as we have one hall with one screen, but now we had many screens over the country by people just watching films from their homes. So it grew like a much larger theater. And we also work as an art house film distributor, so this was a chance, and still is a chance, for us to release the films digitally after their theatrical window has ended. So we have divided some sections devoted to these films, as you can see. And the greatest thing about it is that we do have the audience for these films, because we have distributed them, we have talked about them through our social media a lot, and the awareness is already there. So it needs to get much more work done, because audience already knows about these films. And the same goes for films from our partners that we have spoken a lot, for example, Riga International Film Festival, and we have created a special section in the home cinema platform just devoted to their films. And other benefits would be that we can publish programs or films that were sold out in the cinema and initially had only one screening plan. For example, we had animation short film program followed by a discussion, and later we published the program online as well as the recording of the discussion, so it doesn't go missing and people can still watch it. And one of the biggest perks, I would say, was creating a streaming platform that teachers and pupils can use, because before we had around 4 screenings for school groups in the cinema. That was at the peak moment in 2019, but now we can offer both screenings in person and online, which is good. And that is why we have started a new platform just dedicated to this, and this is just a small insight of what it will look like. And teachers will be able to request screenings through a very simple online form, as well as to take part or watch afterwards lectures about how to implement films in their educational daily process. And pupils will be able to watch the films that their teachers have requested, as well as you can see the interactive tasks dedicated to specific films, age groups, and subjects of studies. And if I have to evaluate the results of the home cinema, I would say that first of all, it helped, of course, for us to survive during the pandemic, and for our audience not to forget about us. But the most important lesson is definitely that VOD might not be such a threat to us than we were told before, and an online platform can coexist with a cinema, and they can complement each other, as well as it's an opportunity to expand our audiences and our programming as well. And although the home cinema has 3 minutes, okay. The home cinema has definitely expanded our audience. Our cinema has a fixed place, but as I mentioned, now we can be a cinema all over the country with people's computers at their home. But I believe in some ways that it works, that people watch the films online and later they want to visit the cinema, which films they have been watching for this time. And of course, it has to be mentioned that the financial return of the online cinema is much less than working with in-person events and screenings. But given the benefits that I mentioned before, I believe that we still have to work with it. Just alongside, we need much wider program at the cinema. So that's about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So now I would like to ask, how many of you have some sort of online platforms or content available? This side a lot, that side not so much. Uh, as is it okay if I maybe is there any question regarding these three presentations?
I had one question regarding Cinépilou. How did you? Sorry. Okay. Sorry. How did you? What kind of? What did you do to? You said that nothing. It was not successful. The people couldn't be converted into, let's say, in-person spectators in the cinema. But what kind of things did you do? I mean, did you recreate something or?
Yes, so at the opening, the first day of the opening of cinema, we met rendezvous with the two animators in pyjama. They came and we present a movie, and so it worked, but not like we expected. I think yes, some families came, and that was really nice because all the children. So you have to say just Cinépilou. Pilou means the sweet pajamas, and they came in pajamas, the children, and they were like, "Oh, it's Noemi and Laurence from the TV," and they were really so excited to meet in person the facilitators. But then we wanted to continue to propose the small leaflets before each children movie from Le Parc Distribution. And also there is a presentation before the movie, like a trailer and a capsule video we shot. We continue shooting. But since 1 year now, the families don't come. And we are still with them. We still exchange with them on the social media. And they tell us, like, can we have again the Friday evening in Cinépilou at home? They don't come. I think it's more complicated now because everybody is working again. The children are going to the school, and they are not coming in cinema in the evening, or maybe also because of the price. Because
what do you mean? Is the price online cheaper than?
Yes,
really?
the session was €5 for all the family. We got also a support price to help cinemas. It was €7. It worked as well, but yes, it's different. €5 for 4 people, then 20. Yeah, and you have to take your car or your bus, and you will eat after the screening. Yeah.
There is another question in the back. The translators. It's not for us. It's for.
So I think that they are changing the batteries of the headsets, so you can have new headsets if you want. Stanno cambiando le batterie, no? Per le cuffie, per cui se avete bisogno delle cuffie fra un attimo arrivano.
I was just wondering, did you consider doing it in a different moment in the week? Because you said you did it on Friday night. Did you do the live version? Did you do that in like maybe a holiday or a weekend, and that also didn't work?
Okay. I would like to ask the others that are having platform, any type of platform. Did you have a problem of transitioning from the online to venue, and how did you try to work on it? Some examples, because I think that we all heard from those 3 presentations that online platforms worked fairly well, but when the cinema opened again, it was very hard to find a reason what to, let's say, support more, how these two coexist. So how is the workflow divided between the two? Because usually the same team works for both things, like, so a lot of questions, but I would from those that didn't had presentations maybe, but you do have that online. So those of you who raised hands, if you could maybe share your experience with these transitions. Don't be shy. Where is the microphone?
So, like regarding E-Kino Baranami, we actually see that those special screenings we did, like with Q&A or discussion afterwards on Zoom, that works fine because those people actually came over to the cinema, because those are the cinephiles that they want to watch movie and talk about it or meet filmmakers and so on. So this actually works. And right now when we do cross promotion between E-Kino and Kino, this works as well because we're giving them something in E-Kino. Then if you come to the cinema, you have, let's say, a discount on E-Kino and the other way around. So this works, but it's not like we don't have enough time to actually make all those programs online right now because we are a very small team, but this kind of actions actually work. And also we did free screenings online, and we combined it with free screenings in a cinema somehow, so these connections could work sometime.
Any other examples of those people among you that have platform? Don't be shy. We really would like to know if you have any type of solution, possible solution or idea how to do this.
Well, we have a very different model in the Netherlands because it's a VOD platform that's designed to offer content for multiple cinemas. So it's not single cinemas that do it, but we do it together. And that's still running, and their numbers are actually quite decent compared to the pandemic.
How is it called?
Pickle.
Yeah. It's a very, let's say, if there are several cinemas involved in one solution, it's much better. But if there is if a cinema has its own platform, it's usually very time consuming, and let's say I think that cinemas have split personality. Are you a cinema now? Do you invest in the platform that you created, or what do you do with it? But I think that the things that those three presenters already found, in a way, the solution was that the platform should be like a complementary or support to the cinema. Otherwise, you're actually destroying your own future audience with it. Is there a hand? Yes, we have another hand.
Yeah, and in Sweden we also have more of a like a central. It isn't for each cinema, and it's the Gothenburg Film Festival who has Drakenfilm, a dragon film, and since they are not out to earn that much money, they really want people to get back to the cinemas. So they have an initiative right now that they will, if you have a subscription with them, they will offer you cinema tickets. So you get to choose your cinema for a special film. And then so they go for free. And then we tell Drakenfilm, okay, we had 10 people. And then we get money from them.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
because they have gotten so many more subscriptions during the pandemic. And we also help them, so they are giving back now to all the cinemas, like the art house cinemas.
Yeah, but as always, if something is free, somebody somewhere has to be like Samaritan to pay for stuff.
Yeah.
Is there another question? Otherwise, we're gonna do a very quick and let's say an energy-filled group task before lunch. No more questions. So